welcome to Chuck's Diecast Car and Model Reviews. Today we are taking a look at the Ferrari 360 Modena. This particular model is made by Birago and is in 1/18 scale. Now the 360 Modena is actually, all things considered, you know, in terms of price and performance and all this sort of stuff, probably one of the cars, one of the Ferraris that I would want to get. I mean, first of all, it's kind of one of the first Ferraris you could get back in the day that you could reliably go out to in the morning and turn the key and the car will actually run. It also came in both a manual transmission, which is what I would want. It also came with a paddle shift transmission, from which I understand my mechanic says is kind of awful because it roasts and burns through clutches at an alarming rate, but I would get the manual anyway. And it's also a very handsome car. I mean, it's designed by Pininfarina and is sort of one of the last of the Ferraris that has more of that balance in terms of the beauty and styling side than aerodynamics. That's because it's not a 200 mile an hour car. It's a mere 185 mile an hour car, so it doesn't depend on aerodynamics as much as the others. Also, it's not as fast as the other more modern Ferrari cars, in that it only has about 400 horsepower, or if you wanted to get the Challenge Stradale version, which was lighter weight, it had about 425 horsepower as well as that lighter weight. But again, those power figures are plenty for me, particularly since the car weighs 3,200 pounds, which is pretty light, in comparison to nowadays, even though the power numbers are also low in comparison to modern sports cars there too. They're relatively cheap. I think you can get one for, less than 100 grand. If you're going to get just a standard 360, and I'm sure you would have loads of fun, and I know I would if I got one. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the model here. First of all, in the side elevation, you can see that nice sleek shape there, very elegant. Notice that it has pretty well defined brake rotors, which turn with the wheels. However, it does not have brake calipers. So although you may have nice looking drilled rotors, you're not going to stop because you don't have calipers. Taking a look at the front here, detail on here is pretty decent. It has projector headlamps, so there's not much to get wrong with those. The rest of the detail up here, the 360 has a fairly simple looking front end in terms of design, so there's not too much to remark on, which is kind of nice. This trunk, even though it looks like it opens, it actually does not. Taking a look at the rear here, you can see these nice quad taillights. I mean, that's classic Ferrari back end right there, with the quad taillights, the quad exhaust, and the nice little prancing horse in the middle. There's not too much of a diffuser in the back here. I mean, aerodynamics at this time, again, were not paramount, and also sort of in its infancy in terms of underbody aerodynamics back in this day for a modern street car. The one thing that kind of lets you down here in this model is that this third tail light is a decal, or a sticker I should say, which I actually had to glue back down because half of it had peeled up here before I made this video, so I had to glue that back down. But taking a look under the hood here, this is really, really nice. I really like the job they did on this motor. It's just a really nicely done job. The gloss finish on the valve covers, the air filters there, the two air filters and the two intake runners look so good. It's just a really handsome looking, well done interior for a model that I probably paid, I don't know, $15 for or less when I bought this probably 20 years ago. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior here. I'll go ahead and open both doors here. You can see that there is nice detail, first of all, on the interior of the doors. It's nice that it has the tan interior, and also the silver, I guess probably in the real car, probably brushed aluminum highlights there at the door edges, and also where you have the stereo speakers there as well, and you can see that they even included the stereo speakers there, so that is good. Detail here on the interior is nice. Let me go ahead and put a little light in here so you can see a little better. You can see the center console there has a great detail with the handbrake and the gated shifter and the little dual racing flag cover for, which I'm sure is the ashtray, which they still had back then. And detail on the steering wheel again is nice, as well as the decal for the gauge cluster. Note here as well, nicely done for the ventilation vents there too. So that's great. And also you can see the nicely done job on the drilled pedals there too. Seats here in the tan look very nice as well. So no real complaints there. Taking a look from the other side, not too much to see there, but you can just see additional view of the center console. So all in all, for a model that is 20 years old, other than the little sticker there for the tail light and the lack of calipers for the brakes, I think this is a nice model. So that is my review of the 360 Modena. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Have a great day.